When talking about Russian culture, you might think of Matryoshka dolls, the Russian ballet, or Russian colorful traditional costumes. But there is one concrete Russian cultural legacy that most people would probably think of: the Saint Basil Cathedral. It is one of those fascinating UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Many people want to visit there once in their lifetime.
Saint Basil's Cathedral was built by Ivan the Terrible between 1555 and 1561. It was constructed in honor of the victory over the Khanes of Kazan and Astrakhan. The cathedral was designed by two Russian architects named Ivan Bama and Postnik Yakovlev. There was even a myth that Postnik was blinded by Ivan Terrible in order to prevent them from creating another beautiful architecture. The cathedral consists of a central church surrounded by 8 other chapels. 8 of the chapels are dedicated to the war victory of Ivan the Terrible, and the smaller one is dedicated to Saint Basil. Throughout its history, Saint Basil's Cathedral was looted and damaged several times. The cathedral was damaged by a disastrous fire and once was looted by French armies during the French conquest. The cathedral was even threatened to be demolished during the rise of Joseph Stalin, the leader of Soviet Union.
Saint Basil Cathedral is an Orthodox church located in Moscow, Russia. The cathedral stands on Red Square near the Kremlin, which is a large complex with 5 palaces and 4 cathedrals.
Now, you might be wondering who is Saint Basil and why this cathedral is named after him. Saint Basil was an ordinary peasant that later became a holy fool. Holy fools are people that let go of all of their possessions and choose to live a religious way of life. These people sometimes do not wear any clothes, as they have detached from possessions. They would intentionally act against society's norm for religious purposes. Saint Basil was one of those people. Basil is said to have the ability to foretell the future. For example, Basil predicted that Fyodor, one of the Ivan's sons, would become the next tsar, which turned out to be correct. Basil was highly respected by many people and many saw him as a prophet. Even Ivan himself paid careful attention to Basil's words. Since Ivan the Terrible is known for being a tyrant that had killed so many people, including his son, many people are afraid of him and did not want to even make a single comment about him. But Basil was not the case. Basil was the only person that could scold and criticize Ivan the Terrible and get away with it, as Ivan was not frustrated, but rather feared his word. After Saint Basil died, Ivan did something no one expected. He carried the coffin of Basil and buried him at the cathedral, and ordered a small chapel to be constructed at the cathedral as to dedicate it to Saint Basil. Later, the name Saint Basil has become the name of the cathedral. There is also another interesting fact about the architectural aspect of the cathedral. Saint Basil Cathedral was built in the mid-1550s. It was considered to be quite modern at the time. Because there was no other previously built structure that resembles this cathedral, it became unique among other European architecture during the 15th and 16th centuries. The cathedral is made of red brick, which was an innovation during the time it was being constructed. Originally, the cathedral was painted white and its domes were made of tin covered by gold leaf and powder, with the supporting framework made of either wood or metal, that shaped like a bird cage. It was renovated later in the 17th century, for each dome was replaced with colorful metal pieces that have a distinctive color from other domes. The metal pieces of the domes were bent and shaped to form patterns when attached to the framework. It was hypothesized that the architects of St. Basil's Cathedral, Ivan Bama and Postnik Yakovlev, got the inspiration from Byzantine, Muslim, or Italian Renaissance architectural style. The cathedral was built to replicate the rising bonfires and also said to be modeled after the kingdom of heaven as described in the Bible.
St. Basil's Cathedral is a very unique cathedral in Russia. Its bizarre yet beautiful appearance has impressed many visitors. There is even a saying that it is like no other Russian building, and it is a strangeness that astonishes by its unexpectedness, complexity, and dazzling living of the manifold details of its design. Now, the cathedral serves mainly as a museum. If you were to visit this attraction, you might find yourself getting lost inside the cathedral as you explore a maze full of corridors. However, you will also find various complicated floral designs and Christian motifs painted on the wall.
For almost 500 years, the St. Basil Cathedral has stood amidst many historical events, from the medieval to the rise of the Soviet Union. So, if you get a chance to visit Moscow, St. Basil's Cathedral is highly recommended to be on your travel list. Its unusual beauty and marvelous design will never disappoint you.